The year was 2012. A billion-dollar retailer had a perfect plan. Their SWOT analysis was flawless, the kind of thing Harvard would turn into a case study. Strength, loyal customers. Weakness, outdated supply chain. Opportunity, rise of e-commerce. Threat, Amazon.
And yet, within 3 years, they were bankrupt.
That was the day I stopped treating SWOT as a magic formula and started seeing it for what it really is. A fragile lens, one that can show you the battlefield, but never the future.
This is Billionaires' Take, and tonight we're asking, does SWOT analysis still work? Or is it the corporate equivalent of fighting a drone war with a compass?
I remember the first company I ever advised. The CEO, sharp guy, laid out a meticulous SWOT chart in our strategy meeting. It was so neat, so logical, that you could almost frame it. We walked out confident. 6 months later, their strength, a proprietary software feature, was obsolete. Their threat, a competitor, got acquired and vanished from the market. The chart was technically correct, but strategically useless.
That's the dangerous part. SWOT feels scientific, but it's really just an organized opinion. And billionaires, they don't bet billions on opinions. Here's where it gets interesting. In Amazon's early days, Jeff Bezos did use SWOT-style thinking, but he treated it like a living organism. The opportunities column wasn't a static bullet point. It was an active pursuit list, updated weekly. If something looked promising, but wasn't moving numbers in real time, it got cut.
That's the twist. Billionaires don't use SWOT to describe reality. They use it to pressure test reality, to force movement. The corporate world loves SWOT because it's simple. But simplicity can be deadly. Think about it. The world's biggest threats aren't on most people's radar until it's too late. Nobody's threat column in 2019 said global pandemic. Nobody's opportunity column in 2006 said smartphone app ecosystem.
And that's the flaw. SWOT is a snapshot in a world moving at 60 frames per second. When I started my second company, I kept a rule. Every SWOT item got a clock, an expiry date. If a strength wasn't reinforced before it expired, it faded. If an opportunity wasn't seized in time, it was dead to us.
That's when things changed. We stopped thinking in years and started thinking in weeks. Netflix in 2010 had a crystal clear SWOT. Strength, massive DVD rental base. Weakness, reliance on mail delivery. Opportunity, broadband growth. Threat, physical rental competitors.
But they understood the clock. They knew broadband growth was a small window before competitors piled in, so they went all in on streaming before the data made it safe.
That's what saved them. A perfect SWOT could have still killed them if they'd treated it like homework instead of a launchpad.
Here's the technical truth. SWOT is subjective. Billionaires know this, that's why they blend it with hard metrics. Market share growth rate, customer acquisition cost versus lifetime value, net promoter scores, churn probability models.
We don't just write brand loyalty as a strength. We track repeat purchase behavior, social sentiment analysis, retention curve data. If it's not measurable, it's not a strength, it's a wish. once worked with a startup that listed limited funding as a weakness. That weakness forced them to be lean, efficient, and creative. Turns out, it was the reason they outlasted a bloated competitor.
And sometimes opportunities are traps. In 2017, crypto mining looked like an opportunity to half the tech world. For the other half, it was a distraction that pulled capital away from their real edge. The way we use SWOT today is unrecognizable from business school slides. We treat it as a dynamic radar, constantly updated by AI-driven market intelligence. News sentiment analysis feeds into the threats column in real time. Patent filings and competitor hiring trends feed into opportunities.
It's not just 4 boxes. It's a war console. In 2014, I launched a logistics startup. We had a bulletproof SWOT, and I believed in it so much that I ignored small market signals. A regulatory change we listed as a threat was actually the best growth opportunity we'd ever see. A competitor saw it first. They're now worth $4 billion. We shut down in 18 months.
That's the price of using SWOT as gospel instead of guidance. Some say SWOT is outdated in the age of predictive analytics. I don't agree. It's not dead, it's just evolved. It's gone from a static chart to a living dashboard.
The value isn't in the boxes. It's in the conversations those boxes force you to have, and the speed at which you act on them.
So does SWOT work? For average companies? Maybe. For billionaires? Only if it's alive, breathing, and constantly challenged.
The battlefield changes daily. And in this game, maps are useful, but you win by